Welcome back to The Big Show. It's Alex Belfield talking to my favourite people and the world's biggest stars. And we've got a proper, real star for you now. Melanie, how are you?
I'm good. I like the word star.
No, but you are, because you're transatlantic. Everybody knows you in Vegas. Everybody knows you in New York and Milan and Paris and here in London. It must be fun being you.
Oh, my God, that sounds a lot. You know, I don't even really think about it like that. I just do what I do and I love it. When you put it like that, you're going to make me paranoid.
Is it nice wherever you go, the fact that people will open doors for you? Or is it annoying that when they open the doors, everybody wants to talk to you because you're Mel B?
Well, I think it's kind of a little bit nice and old school, especially if a gentleman's opening the door for you. I'm just me, so I just get on with things. You know, I don't worry or stress out too much. I'm not really a stresser. I'm just more of a doer.
I've come down on the train today from Leeds, which of course is where you grew up.
Yeah.
When you look at your life now, sat here in a swanky London hotel compared to your upbringing, I mean, it was very normal, wasn't it?
It was really normal. You know, we didn't grow up with a lot of fancy luxury stuff, but my mum and dad were really hard workers and they made the most of what they had. And we had a great childhood. I've got really good memories about growing up in Leeds especially. But, you know, now, of course, I've got my own family. I'm living in LA. I get to, you know, meet people like you and come and travel and do this, that and the other and, you know, work and things. And I'm 35, so I'm older. Life is a little bit different. Of course it would be.
I've looked at your story and I think tenacity sums it up. You never gave up, did you?
No, I'm never going to give up. No, I'll do that when I'm dead. I don't know about if I was going to make it, but I definitely was going to try and get there and enjoy what I was doing and enjoy the whole process and entertain at the end of the day.
When I look at the Spice Girls, it seems like the dynamic worked in the beginning because you all had different skills. There were the cute ones, there were the business ones, there were the quiet ones, and you seem to be the one that continually pushed forward and made sure that you got on stage at night. Is that true?
I don't think I was the loud, obnoxious one, to be honest. But, you know, we were 5 girls. We're still really good friends to this day, and it still works. It's just we're all mums now, we're doing our own thing.
How do you make that work where you're hugely private in one way with your kids and with your family and with your husbands, and then you suddenly switch that off and you're stood on stage in front of 1 million people doing what you do?
Well, it's like, I mean, that's what you just do. I mean, we're all really, you know, good performers in our own eyes, and, you know, you get on stage and you just forget about everything else and you just do you, and you do the group and you sing your song that you wrote and you just enjoy yourself.
Is there any better thrill than singing those songs, regardless of what it is? Just that adoration from the audience and the big lights and the band and all that stuff. Is that what you live for?
I think sometimes, I mean, back in the day especially, I'd sometimes forget the words. It was more about just me being up on stage with my 4 mates, really enjoying myself and just getting to travel the whole world and that whole experience that comes along with that. Yeah, we had a lot of fun.
When you see the stars that don't quite make it because they end up getting into the drugs or end up falling apart and can't quite struggle with the enormity of fame, do you totally get why some people can't maybe handle it as well as you did?
Oh, well, who's to say that I even handled it well? You know, nobody knows behind the scenes what really happens. At the end of the day, I actually had a great time in the whole 15 years of doing Spice Girls and solo stuff and, you know, TV shows and this and that. I've had a great run at it because I've always been very passionate about what I do, and I like to mix things up so it doesn't get humdrum or you don't get burnt out too quick. And, you know, at the end of the day, you have to look after yourself on this journey, otherwise you do get fried out and you sizzled out and you lose your spark, and hopefully I haven't done that yet. Well, I don't feel like I have.
You're only in your mid-30s now. How much pressure is there?
I'm mid-30s, oh my God, I'm nearly on my way to 40. 35 I think is quite a big age for a woman to turn, because you're not like 34, 33, you're like nearly on your way to like 37, 39, 40. Yeah, it's a big one.
And how much pressure is there on you to still be on the front of the magazines and still be on the box and still be wanted? Do you worry about that stuff?
I don't think I have pressure about being on the front of a magazine. And if I am on a front cover of a magazine, then great. And if I'm not, great too. You know, I have so many things that I do, whether it be producing movies with my husband, investing in different business opportunities and things like that. I keep myself busy, so it's not just about one thing. I mean, obviously my number one thing is music and performing, but then there's many different things that you can also do that really, you know, interest me.
Can they hurt you now? I mean, I saw very recently a lot of front pages that weren't that complimentary about the state of your marriage and how you're getting on. Does any of this bother you, or is it just all fun showbiz?
I think if I didn't have my own reality show out, I'd be going, oh my God, and I want to go on this interview and set them straight and this, that and the other. But, you know, I'm producing my own reality show. I'm in it. It's me and my family, and it's just about us. There's nothing that we're trying to push or be fake. It's just us, and you just watch us on our day-to-day thing. So that, in so many different ways, just sets the record straight. So I don't need to be bothered about what people say. And to be honest, people are always going to judge, and they're always going to comment, and they're always going to have their opinion or their rumoured story that apparently they think is true. And that's never going to change.
The first big reality show was the Osbournes. That didn't go so well for the family. They're now coming out the other side. Have you worried?
I thought that was successful.
Well, let's think of it. He ended up in rehab. Ozzy Ed was nearly dead. Sharon ended up having a breakdown.
It was good because they were already like a mess, and then they sorted themselves out.
If you listened to Kelly recently, she was saying that it was mostly brought on by the pressure of doing that show to continually be interesting. I mean, I'm really mundane and boring. How much are you turning it on then, or is it really just you?
Well, the thing is, if you just follow me in my day, what I do, things just happen. Like, I landed in Milan and I lost my luggage. I was in the same clothes for 2 days, and then my mobile phone got stolen. And I was just laughing the whole time. Didn't have time to go shopping because I had a 16-hour day. And then I've got my husband Skyping me with the kids because we just had, he just built a new movie theatre room. So they would like stay more or less in there for 12 hours straight because the kids have no school. And I'm going, get them to bed. They have to go to bed, or in pizza at like God knows what time. So yeah, I mean, my life is very interesting to say the least, but also I'm very family orientated, as in my kids have certain responsibilities to earn their pocket money. You know, I've tried to have a structure where they do understand the value of money because they are in a privileged life, and we just have fun at the end of the day.
How do you do that? Because I spoke to Gordon Ramsay recently, and he says the kids fly economy whilst I fly first class. What are your rules on things like that? Because if the kids think it's normal to have a flat bed, that doesn't really give them perspective.
Well, I'm mainly flying jets, but apart from that, you know, my 11-year-old, she has a chore to feed and walk the dog. She knows to tidy her room. Even Angel knows if she plays with her toys and makes her room a mess, she puts them all away. We all have our phones off at dinner time, and we all help set the table, and we help do all the dishes. I mean, we're just like a regular family in that respect, but we do have quite a nice life as well.
Christmas, though, comes, and then the kids can have basically what they want. How do you make sure that doesn't get out of perspective?
No, I mean, I think it all depends what kind of parent you are and how you got brought up. I may be extravagant on one hand, but, you know, even though my kids do have a certain amount of privileges, we do everything in moderation when it comes to birthdays and Christmases. I'm not going to go completely over the top. I mean, they'll still have things like socks that they have to unwrap 3 or 4 packages, so that fills the room a little bit more.
This is what I envisage, you see. I envisage Christmas Day, about 5:30 the alarm goes off, and by 10 o'clock, Baby Spice is there, and Mel C's there, and Victoria pops in. Does this happen?
No, we have lots and lots of different dinner parties, and we'll have like play dates with Phoenix's friends and Angel's friends, and then we'll have our movie night where, you know, people, I guess, that are in the public eye come over and hang out and stuff. And then apart from that, it's back to being on a school night, and we're all like in bed pretty much at a decent hour. You
came back with the Spice Girls a few years ago, and it was a massive success. We'd like to see that again. Is that possible?
Yeah, I mean, I've always said never, you know, completely shut down anything to do with Spice Girls. I'm always the one that's always like campaigning like we will get back together, and I always will be, because I just love the other 4 girls, and I've always enjoyed performing with them, so I'd be the first one to say yeah.
Have you mastered at this point why we loved you so much? Was it for your voices, or was it for what you brought to music, which was fun and different?
I don't know if you did love us so much, because we were just everywhere. Maybe we were all brainwashed. I don't know.
As you sit here now, the last time we met, you were in this mucky show called Peep Show, which I loved, by the way.
It depends how you look at it.
I don't get out much, Mel. To see you in a thong is quite exciting.
Well, was I in a thong? Yeah, maybe I was. I think I was in a fishnet bodysuit at the same time too. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a performance, no matter which way you look at it.
Did you enjoy it? Because you were living in a hotel for like 9 years or something.
Like 6 months. One of the main reasons why I did it is because the guy Jerry Mitchell, who created Hairspray on Broadway, he created the whole show for me. So when somebody like that said they've got a show for you, you kind of can't really say no.
And what's it like actually just being there and being the star on Broadway and seeing your name on all those big posters in your face? Does that ever become normal?
I don't think that is normal, no. I think that's a really lucky position to be in. Yeah.
And is it still exciting and fun, or is it just one of those things now?
I don't really do anything that I don't enjoy. Or that's not seen as a challenge for me. Otherwise, I'd be bored, and then you'd know that I was bored, and it would just be boring.
We're going to talk about the future in a minute, but one of the things that you just mentioned is musicals, and that's going to be a big part of your life in the next few years because they're going to do Spice Girls, the musical.
Yeah.
I guess this has got to be something new, hasn't it? Because the kind of songbook thing's been done now with We Will Rock You and ABBA with Mamma Mia. What's going to be new about the Spice Girls musical?
I don't know, I haven't read what she's done yet. But she's met us all and she's really got a feel for a lot of our behind-the-scenes stories and things like that. So she's busy. Judy Kramer's busy writing with Jennifer Saunders, and hopefully the story's going to reflect us as a group. And if not, we'll just rewrite it again.
The interesting thing about you is your physicality of late. Let's face it, everybody has been mesmerised by how good you look and how physical you've become and into all the DVDs and stuff like that. Why are you frowning? Am I saying something
I think it's funny.
When you were in the Spice Girls days, you looked like just the average girl from Leeds. Now you just look tremendous, and I'm sat here looking at you.
Yeah, but I've got hair and makeup on. I've been doing a shoot all day, so this morning I didn't wake up with my eyelashes on and things like that.
This is what I need advice, though, especially with my man boobs, which I know you're looking at and have looked at several times through this interview. How do I love it as much as you so that I can look a bit like you? Well, not totally like you.
Well, I work out and I eat somewhat healthy, and I think everything in moderation and balance. You know, I started working, the first time I ever stepped foot in a gym was 3 years ago, because I put on so much baby weight and I wanted to kind of lose it. And I just started like doing it bit by bit since then. It kind of has been one of my things that has taken over a little bit.
Do you think you were born to be fat? I think I was born to be fat, because the minute I take my eye off the ball, I go up 6 stone. Were you born to be gorgeous?
No, I don't think anyone's born to be gorgeous or fat. It's what you make of yourself. You just try and be the best, I guess, the best version that you can be of yourself.
And is it a regime then? Do you wake up in the morning with a certain breakfast, the muesli, or do you avoid the carbs? Is there any plan?
Well, you know what? I'm really spoiled because my husband is like a gourmet chef. Like, he enjoys cooking all day long. If it was up to him, he would just cook all day long. He's constantly got his head in the fridge, figuring out what recipe goes with this. In fact, whenever we're in London, he actually goes and cooks at this French restaurant down the street in the Mayfair. He enjoys it that much. So he literally cooks me everything, from a nice healthy breakfast to a nice like chicken and vegetables, and it's all tastes amazing because he seasons it all the night before. So here, when I'm here by myself, I have wine and wine and bread.
And in terms of what you give him back then, he's cooking for you, he's the big movie star maker. What's in the deal for him to cook for you?
Yes, me. Which probably half the time is like, oh God.
We all love the fact that you say what you think. Are you better now at not saying exactly what you think until you've thought about it? Because that used to get you in a lot of bother, didn't it?
Well, I think the older you get a little bit more tactful, and especially when you have kids as well, you want to be a little bit more responsible. And I'm always going to be me. I'm always going to be a bit of Scary Spice. I'm always going to be the one that just says what she thinks. But I think I've just become a little bit nicer and worldlier, because when you travel and you see certain cultures and differences, you really do appreciate who you are and what you've got and where you've come from. So you just become a little bit more humble.
And where do you go from here? Obviously, we get to see an insight into you we've never seen before, and there's got to be a little bit of theatre in there. You're saying that it's mostly really you.
It's really not theatre in there. You'll see it and you go, oh, right, okay, that is her.
Is it aggravating, though, to have these people poking cameras in your face 24/7?
Not really, because I walk down my driveway and they're already there waiting for me anyway.
What's the rules? Are there any specific rooms they can't go in the bathroom, in the shower? No, anywhere?
I mean, they don't really do that anyway. But I mean, they've filmed in my bedroom and stuff like that, but not for that long.
I'm thinking in the shower, though, that could be great for ratings.
I don't think they do that. I wouldn't want them to do that.
Sorry, is that wine not very good?
No, it's not very good. Taste it.
No, I don't even like the colour of it. And we're in one of the swankiest restaurants in London. They can't even give Mel B a good glass of wine.
Because I brushed my teeth before I came down, and then it tastes of toothpaste and wine. It's not very sexy.
What do you normally like? I mean, are you often found with your nose in Jacob's Creek?
No, but that is a good red wine.
That's nice.
Yeah, my mum.
Blue Nun, do you like Blue Nun?
Oh, no, but what's the one? There's
Baby Show?
no, there's fat. What's the other red wine? There's a red wine and there's a white wine. That's really rude. Anyway, go on. Sorry.
I can't remember where it was, but your affection for Leeds and its affection for you, how often do you get back? Because it must be just like you can leave show business behind and become you again.
I'm always me, whether I'm in an interview or whether I'm doing laundry or frigging picking my kids up from school. I'm always me.
My point was, you were on Loose Women.
That was it. Yeah, now you're back on track.
So is this the future where we can see more of you maybe doing shows like that?
I'm not sure, actually. I haven't planned my life out that much.
Have you noticed, by the way, I don't wish to distract you, but we're in one of the poshest hotels and there's a cheap supermarket opposite. You'd think they'd have put a ban on
when
that.
When I land, I go and stock up from Sainsbury's because I like some of their food to snack on, and then I bring it into my hotel room.
Do they let you do this in these fancy places that you can bring your own supermarket food in?
Of course, I mean, you don't just eat the supermarket food, but it's always nice to have your home comforts there.
All right, let's review what we've learned. The wine is horrible in this
It's not
restaurant.
horrible. I think it's more of a Shiraz rather than like a Pinot. It tastes heavy, which I don't mind heavy.
I like a Pinot Noir as well. You like for a fruity red.
Yes.
Look who's interviewing you, love. That's all I'm saying.
I knew you were going to say that.
Listen, really nice to talk to you, and I'm so proud of you and pleased for you, as are the whole of West Yorkshire. They love you, as does this country. We're sorry we've lost you. Are we ever going to get you back living in this country?
I don't know. In the last 3 months, I've been back here every single month for 6 days. So I get to come back a lot.
Don't you miss Coronation Street? I mean, Norris is just brilliant on there at the minute.
I do miss Coronation Street. I was actually in Coronation Street as an extra years and years ago. And Bev Callard, her daughter's my best friend from school.
Who were you on screen with? What happened?
No, I was packing tins. I was an extra. I didn't talk.
So were you in the supermarket thing
Yeah.
with Ken Morley, were you?
Yeah, with the blue anorak thing on.
What's that Bev Callard really like? Because, of course, she's got a DVD out doing fitness, hasn't she, as well?
She's really nice. I mean, I've grown up with her daughter, and I used to go around to her house and do sleepovers and things like that. She was a really cool mum back in the day, and she still is.
Hey, listen, Mel, really lovely to talk to you. When do you go back to the States, then?
Wednesday morning.
Have you got your own private jet, or will you be flying?
No, not this time.
All right, we'll just hire a few beds so nobody has to sit next to you. It can be really annoying when people
Exactly.
pass wind and things.
I don't want to be snoring in front of anyone.
That's all you need. And with those video camera things, you wonder what people are recording when you close your eyes.
Oh, I don't really care.
All right. Music, when are you going to be back bringing out an album or some music? Because we need to hear.
I just did a song with Ludacris that's out on my last episode, so I'm back in the studio when I get back.
Brilliant. Well, that's what you're best at. We need to see you back on stage. Your website?
I mainly do Twitter. I should update my website.
Having just spoken to Jason Manford, I don't think Twitter is the best thing for celebrities anymore.
Why? What happened to him?
Well, he was caught having sex with 12 women online via Twitter. You see, you've got to be very careful what pictures you take.
Oh, I wouldn't take a picture like that.
Have you ever been tempted? Because it can be kind of nice when you're in bed, you're this side of the Atlantic, he's the other, send a little picture, and then the next minute it's on the front page of the News of the World.
I just do Skype.
So if you want to have sex with somebody via the internet, do it on something that's not recorded.
Or get your husband to make sure that they're there with you.
What's your name on Twitter?
At official Mel B.
How much spandex are you going to be wearing in the new DVD?
I don't think I wear spandex. Well, I just did well, no, I've got two coming out. I've got the fitness one coming out, Get Fit with Mel B, that comes out at the end of November. And then I'm in the middle of shooting a dance DVD, which is really hard work. And I think that comes out next year.
You do know there's two markets. There's the women who are buying them for the right reasons and the guys like me who are buying them for the wrong reasons.
Yeah, well, I don't think there's a wrong or right. Each to their own.
As long as they pay.
As long as everybody has a smile on their face when they watch it, I don't care.
Mel B, we love you very much. Thank you so much for your time, and safe journey back to...
said that.
I know, and then you keep saying something and we start again. Drink your wine. I'll see you soon.
Thank you.